pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. DeBoer. Mr. Reagan. Here. Mr. Schultz. Here. Mr. Jones. Here. Mr. Helmers is here. Approved November 8th, 2022 agenda. Anything else? Additions?
I don't have any.
If not, I'll take a motion. Motion. Motion and support for the November 8th, 2022 agenda. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. October 25, 2022 minutes. You guys get a chance to take a look at them. Make a motion on that. Have a motion. Support. I have a motion and support for the October 25, 2022 minutes. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consider bid for insulation for ambulance building.
Yes. These are two bids in your packet.
They're now in 194 would be doing the 4-inch closed cell and then the 3-inch closed cell options.
That's not
Sandy, Sandy.
And the 15 would be in the 2-inch both ways. Is that, no, that would be right. 3-inch.
Pardon? What?
The written mounts.
Yeah, I was
4-inch.
using, the 3-inch and the 3-inch, for the underside of the roof and then the gable part. I'm not really for sure, I have no idea about insulation. Whether 3-inch is better than 4-inch or whatever you guys think.
I'm sure it is.
This is, the Midwest spray foam is really thick, so they don't need to, like, when they spray it on it, you don't need to paint over it to seal it. Whereas this other bid, it comes out really lightweight, and then they offer to spray over it. So it's, as you can see, that's that $5,900 to do that. And he said you need to have that, or else that foam is kind of really soft.
Either you gotta do that or you gotta cover it. I've talked to that guy.
Yeah. But, from Midwest, they said, no, it goes on real thick, and so it doesn't
Is desire versus questions? Can they do that fairly soon, Sandy, or?
Pardon?
Can they do that fairly soon, or?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, the only one that when Midwest gave it.
Take it 2 chairs.
So what is your recommendation as far as the inches of insulation for the roof deck? What do you guys are thinking?
What were their recommendations?
He did give me some of his, the shield, the effective and stuff, if you guys need any,
lean towards the 3 and 3. It's going back to 3 inches on the gable end walls. Well, 5 inches throughout, so.
Is that a motion?
No, just thoughts.
You guys wanna think about that?
And that is a total of 19,
Pardon?
that's a total of 19,000 for the Midwest.
Yes.
Well, if you did 3 and 3, then is that 15,277? And then 19, and the 19, that 194, is that the 4 and the 3 inch?
That was the 4 inch and the 3 inch, yeah. Or whatever that's called.
I don't know,
On the table with the department heads, I'll think about it a little bit.
no, I'd almost say go to 3 and 3,
Is that a motion?
yes.
With Midwest.
Motion and support for 3 and 3. All those in favor say aye.
With Midwest spray foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look, yeah. All those in favor say aye.
Right?
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, we'll go to department heads. You wanna be first? Okay.
He's always first.
All right.
Oh, there's not a lot going on. It's that time of the year when I start thinking about sending out gift cards for some of our vets.
Did you need my address?
You're number one, don't worry, like always. Anyway, I was short on funds this year, so I don't know what the deal was. So I asked the Legion's folks before Legion folks to help out, and they will, so we'll get better too.
Well, you know, you went to Arizona, you shouldn't have spent all that money.
That's what I thought too. Other than that, you know, the government passed this PAC Act thing, which they make a big deal. And it's okay, but some of that doesn't take effect till 2026, you know. Like always, they make it sound good and the vets will be dead before it helps them. Although I do have a couple that's gonna benefit.
Good. Is that it? Are you done?
I'm thinking.
You done?
I'm thinking about the
I
insulation.
didn't know if you could hear me or not.
I was still thinking about the insulation.
You
Yeah.
had trained Reggie about Craig.
Good.
If not, Reggie, congratulations, welcome aboard. Any questions, comments?
I already told him about this deal.
And you told me,
Did you tell them accurate?
I told him how
maybe
important
not
it
everybody
is.
feels that way.
I told him exactly how important this is, so.
A learning experience so far, I guess, but otherwise not too bad.
Started to find your way around.
Yeah. Took a few days, but yeah, got a little help with the boiler systems, hopefully.
So you got that all figured out now?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm on track.
I was wondering why
You
it's not
doing
hot
good.
in here.
I got comments in there, Rich.
Well, somebody has, but. But yeah, like I said, I think we'll do all right, I guess, so far.
Good. Thank you. Sandy, you got anything else?
Well, it is election day, you know, so I don't see a lot of little stickers on you guys, so I have mine, I already voted. Hopefully everybody gets out and votes.
I had to wear it for at least 2 weeks.
Oh,
Voted a couple
did
weeks
you?
ago.
Oh.
I kinda like that vote ahead of time.
Okay. Next one?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I went to the Iowa Sex Offender Registry Conference, which was a little different than the usual kind of continuing ed that I go to. It was a conference with parole and probation officers, state law enforcement, Attorney General's office folks, public safety department folks, and a number of county attorneys. And you know, that was definitely really helpful. Kind of gives you overall kind of view of the way things work with week also have a termination of parental rights hearing scheduled. And Thursday, we'll have a training over at the sheriff's office with Kevin and the deputies. I think that's probably something that we need to do, get a law update for those guys in. Got a trial day coming up in December, we've got a few things on tap there, and also the Iowa Sex Offender Registry Conference was a great refresher, because I had been back for, I think, less than 5 days before one of our sex offenders violated his probation, and obviously that's great to have a fresh kind of mind with that sort of thing, so. It was a thing that did a variety of things, plus also, talking with Keith and Jason on, potential ordinances, so that sort of, I guess I won't say a whole lot more about that at this point, but, yeah.
All right. Is it Mike, Brian, or Keith, or all three?
All good. So right now, secondary road staff is working on installing, snow equipment on the vehicles, gearing up for the winter work. They've also been doing the, brushing and tree trimming, around the county, including on the trail that we had discussed earlier. Beaver dams that we had talked about in the drainage district, those have mostly been cleared, but there are some that, we can't get to, or the contractor couldn't get to with the equipment they have, so we're probably gonna have to get some specialized, longer reach equipment in for some of them. The salt shed, we were able to find the precast solution for those wall systems, and they're actually going up today. So that's been great, we should have that back under roof, hopefully for this season. Operator position, we were able to fill that, was appointed at the last, meeting, I appreciate that. Other than that, I do plan to be out of the office, November 23rd, the day before Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Becky, should I go back to you?
Sure. Well, this last month has been a little bit quieter, the auditors are gone now, so that helps some. Sarah also been over in Lyon County, she did a few drive checks, we're getting her closer to having a drive examiner here. We are still waiting for our supervisor to come up, just to do a few more drives, and then she's gotta be signed off by a state person. We are waiting to hear back from that, so hopefully within the next month, she's certified and ready to
I was gonna say Jerry's a supervisor.
Sure. And yes, we're just excited for Barb to start on Monday and get her start trained in and moving forward with that. I did mail out delinquent notices at the beginning of this month, so we've been collecting some more taxes, hopefully that gets taken care of.
Okay. Nick?
So I guess it's been a while, I'd like to announce that I do in fact still work here. It's been like 3 months I've been here. Some COVID issues on the Elk County trip. So we've been busy, doing some leaf mulching, spraying a few thistles. At this point, we've winterized most of our equipment. Yesterday went out and started pulling docks before they freeze in on Friday. The way it looks, we got all of our seasonal bathrooms closed and winterized. Our trout were stocked at Willow Creek last Friday. We put in around 900 fish, we think, like judging by his math, that he's held about a pound. We tagged 98 of those. That's a weird number, but there was some operator error with the tagging gun. That was me. We have 4 tags turned in already, so people were out fishing for them already. I would like to make a note that pheasant season in Iowa opened a week and a half ago, and in that week and a half, we have observed plagues from like the Butte County, Iowa, Story County, Iowa, I want to say we saw Pocahontas County, Iowa one, Minnesota, so many guys from Wisconsin, Ohio, to South Dakota, which makes absolutely no sense to me, because that's the capital of the world. They come here to shoot our birds, and then Michigan. So, and those people are all out utilizing the county ground. So, working on some new farm leases at Willow Creek and Linus Pit. And then, as long as we're talking about Linus Pit, we are working with the Osceola County Sportsman's Club to provide them land for them to develop a shooting sports complex. So, they're talking like 3 to 4 trap houses and then a 5-stand system going up there, a clubhouse. So, I've been working with Nolan on that little endeavor, which is a learning curve.
I checked, I thought the board just approved it in the minutes.
It's been a couple of years now, right? 'Cause I mean, I think we did that
Mhm.
2 years ago, yeah, maybe 3. And I think maybe it was just board action and then you guys set the bounty. I don't even remember if it was tails or claws that you had to bring in, was it tails? Okay, yeah.
And then drainage check is $40,
Yep.
and non-drainage.
It's 35. So if that's something that we wanna advertise that we're still doing, so Keith doesn't have to spend so much money taking them out.
I don't think, I still don't think it's a justifiable expense of taxpayer funds, but.
Well, they pay for it one way or the other.
So, I'm just, yeah, looking for clarification if we're still doing it.
Yeah, but we'd have to have it on the agenda and I'll talk about it. Put it on the agenda for next week.
Tag yourself, is that why you're hanging behind your back?
No. No, I had a couple that did not make it in.
All right. Are you finished?
Yeah, yep.
Kevin. Thursday, I get to attend our graduation of two guys that are in the academy right now, so after Thursday, we'll get them back here and get them on the schedules. Last Thursday, we had annual gel inspection, and that went like we should get the report here shortly if you haven't received it already.
I've gotten it, yeah.
But then that is the typical wording on it that we've had for the past several years. And I had a question for you also. I'm looking for a place to store a car. We had a significant drug bust. We took the car. Hopefully we can do a forfeiture and keep the car, but we need a place to store it. It's in our garage right now, but with the winter months coming, that garage gets used a lot for getting the ice and snow off vehicles and things like that. So I don't know if you got an extra garage stall down there we can put it in right now, because I have no idea how long it'll be before we get final word that it's ours or not ours, or when it gets to the court system. So that's
What about fairgrounds, Kevin? Any possibility there?
I would just soon not have it down there where there's that many people
I mean, we,
coming and going and.
but we kinda lock it up and
Yeah,
it's not.
because it's still considered evidence yet.
Yep, that's fine, and it's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
I could probably make room, when it's snow, blades and everything out of there, or you could put it off on one side and.
Yeah, if you can make room, that'd be great, and get it set off to the side or parked to the side there.
Yeah, I think I could make room for you there.
That's all I have.
I have a question. I heard the other day that Sheldon put one of their policemen on the SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anybody on there?
No. No, we don't.
Any reason or?
If we would happen, and right now, if we would happen to need an entry team like that, a couple of years ago, we used the Iowa State Patrol. It's a lot of training for any individual that wants to be on it, and, yeah, it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we have issues with that, who would come? I know there's been a lot of issues over by Harris over there with some swatting calls and stuff.
With some what?
Swatting calls when you call in,
Oh, we haven't had any issues with that, no.
didn't do like forums or something, I think this last month in Lake Park, they had the SWAT team over there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that, but no, we've had no.
And then they had a bomb threat called in yesterday at school, so like, I didn't know, when we have things like that here, who shows up for us?
We would have to call in, if we, like a bomb threat, it'd be the state fire marshal, we'd call them in. It'd be just up to our office on something like that. If somebody happened to call in an active shooter, whatever, we would have to go in first, and then we'd have to call in an entry team, a heat team, come back us up, but, you know, in order to get a SWAT team here, per se SWAT team, you know, it's gonna take at least an hour or so, and sometimes you don't have an hour or so to do that, so. Okay, Michelle, you're.
Yes. Election day, we're gonna get through it. So far, it's been going pretty smoothly. We had a couple glitches glitches yesterday, but we've worked through it, and the auditors are gone, like Becky said, so that's, whew. You got a big accrual report due December 1, but I can't do that till the auditor's giving me information, so. Business as normal, bar starting Monday, so thank you for that to get started, so. Yeah, it's all going good, say a little extra prayer for us, that it keeps to go good.
Okay, I think Michelle brought muffins.
I did.
I would just mention to elected officials, next Tuesday is the wage matrix class, presentation. I did talk to our comp board representatives, I don't know if you wanna mention it to yours, just so they're familiar with it and understand, and the presenter had said that comp boards had considered that approach in other counties as well, so just mentioning it if you want to.
All right, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Chocolate, and then chocolate. That's why I think that, I do find out what that means.
No, we haven't read about that. Oh, we got it. No, we didn't talk about it. All right, we have an item, right, you're up.
All right, how are you, ladies and gentlemen, this morning? Good. All right. Get these separated and go down here on both sides. All right, well, we're asking for the same amount, $1,400 as we have in the previous several years. And we don't have a whole lot to report since we do not do it's the general public transportation here in Sydney. So we do a lot of Medicaid transportation out of the area. Access here.
Some of the vans will be 36, right, something like that.
Yeah, we're probably taking individuals on special trips, I'm sure. And I haven't, I don't know how the transportation that you guys do have here is doing. So I hope it's doing well. But anyway, as you can see, it's very, very, short and sweet. As you can see, we provided 44 rides out here for access to care Medicaid. Give you a minute to review, and if you have any questions, Cindy and I are here to answer any that you have.
Jason?
City Track's still been pretty hard at meetings, so.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to keep Mike in line.
That's it.
I worked hard at it, but.
You're close. You're close.
Yeah, she's been doing such a good job, we named our newest building after her, Great Lake. We missed you there on last Thursday night. It was our, ribbon cutting in Sturgis.
Oh, yeah.
So we got pictures.
Good.
Yeah, we have a brand new, facility in Spirit Lake that we just, we've been in for about a year now. And we finally did the, open house.
I think I was the only one missing too.
No, you wouldn't.
That's nice.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for coming.
coming.
No problem. You guys have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. She said he's gonna be retired in 4 or 5 years, and she's gonna take his place. So we're trying to get her approved in the.
Do you wanna look at that window deal, or do you wanna go to,
Burnett people, so they have sales tax, so we gotta, it'll be 47, 50,000.
So these are the same thing.
As far as I know,
Sandy?
Sandy's working on that, is Sandy out there yet?
Yep.
I'm back.
The windows, are they apples for apples, or what is, you know?
So, I'm gonna hack on this name right here. I'm gonna call it Shicop. Oh, okay. This is the company, the $50,000 one. This is the company that did the windows for the courthouse. Also, you know, it's gonna be cleaning, disposable, whatever. But anyway, he had told me that it would be almost like June or July before it could even get to our building. So, there's that. This custom window, they are out of Allendorf, Iowa. When I talked to her, she said that probably, December would be the when they could come in and put do the window replacement. Doesn't say anything about, I'll have to probably get rid of my old windows myself. Anyway, yeah, this is for 15 windows and 3 exterior doors is for the bid there. And then as you can, pardon, oh, yeah, because I thought they did a great job on the courthouse windows. I mean, very professional people. Not that the custom windows aren't either.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer.
I would second that, we have a motion and support. All those in favor for custom windows plus for ordinance 82304? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you guys very much.
All right.
Sorry, we didn't get more in there, but.
Amended development agreement with J.R.J. Hotel Group, LLC, Kansas City, Kansas.
Good morning, everyone. Brian Mino, representing the Ashton State Bank. We are 1/3 owner of J.R.J. Hotel Group, and we're in the process of hopefully selling the hotel to a new investor to continue operation as is of the hotel, and we appreciate the rebate program that's been provided to us, and we think it would be instrumental to continue that going forward. So I believe we draft, or actually completed assignment. And, I guess I just wanted to answer any questions you may have concerning this.
So how much time was that?
Probably about 15 years.
Yeah, I think it started in
17, I believe, didn't it?
second year.
Time more money.
Sorry?
Time more money. It lasts a certain amount of time or until it's spent $7,000 or $800,000.
I think,
2037 is the,
I think the first time we made payments to you was October of 17.
okay.
And then it expires in 37 or until we meet the max, or the age of $20,000. Just looking at this agreement beginning October 31st of 17, so I'm assuming 17 was our first payment to them.
And initially, we did it once a year, and then we amended it.
Yes, twice a year.
I raised the question, I've got no problem with the assignment, I'm happy to hear there have potential for a change. I would like to see the costs either borne by those desiring the change or come out of the, TIF. I don't think that's appropriate to tell them that now. We didn't do it with the last one that got assigned. I don't think we should on this one, but I do want to see it going forward, that people are made aware that it will. So I would like to see language added to the development agreement that grandfathers in current considerations, but going forward, any changes. I just don't think it'd be wise to approve this as it is and then restart the process to adjust and amend that development agreement, but I don't want it to become a wrench in the machine either, or I don't know what analogy to use there.
Well, I guess, you know, as you and I discussed, Jason, you know, the previous ones, I said there are costs of doing business, but I wanted to be treated equitably as the others were for the previous assignment, so.
Why I hadn't thought of it before, or why we hadn't taken that step previously, I don't know. I don't think they should have to bear that cost on this one, but going forward, I would like to see it change. Then the other question, I guess, is, I know we had it with the last assignment too, is once the rebate was made available to the new entities, they aren't the ones that actually paid the taxes. We've had that discussion too, and I personally like to see that worked out on your end privately, and we just stick with.
Our purchase agreement, I guess I did not bring, has that, with our tax proration, it says the purchasers will give 100% of the rebate to us, for the payment that's due in, our tax payment that's due in March, okay? And then it is prorated back based upon date of possession from July 1st of 2022. So, you know, if it's 1st of December, it'd be roughly 5 to 6 months would get rebated back to us from them. I mean, it is already established to do so. I guess the one thing I did, you and I also talked about, Jason, I did tell our management company to send a check yesterday for the taxes due in March. I guess, I know the rebate dates are essentially established, but, I thought it might be cleaner if we would pay the taxes, the second half taxes, get the rebate back, and we'd make the donation, 10,000 to economic development, so that portion is all taken care of at this point, rather than we only have to deal with one time going forward to, work with the new purchaser to get the rebate back. So I don't know if that's permissible as far as the board is concerned or not.
I just wanna make sure that my office is doing it correctly. I mean, I have no problem once he pays the taxes of us rebating their hotel group back. I have no problem with that, minus the $1,000 that we were paying in October.
Pardon me?
Minus $1,000.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that gives you the opportunity to get that recouped and
Yeah.
get that straightened out
Yeah.
sooner
Yeah.
rather than later
Yeah,
as
that
well,
would be
so.
nice.
So they said they mailed the check yesterday, so it should be here this week for the second half of the taxes for last year, so.
So if we rebate it, whenever we receive a check, rebate you then, and then the payment that we make in, well, there won't be any payment in April, because it'll already be paid.
It will all be done already, but we
But
will, you know, I guess we're trying to do as much as we can in this year as far as our corporation is concerned too. So we would make that donation back to economic development upon receipt of that rebate from you, so.
So then the next October, we would make it to the new company then.
Correct. And then they would pay back to us
You
based on
whatever.
the proration.
Okay, that sounds great to me.
Okay.
That's okay with the board, it's your decision.
But if we need to get authorizing language,
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to change, yeah, because the resolution states that we make payments to the new company, so we need to, because Amy said that if we change, we'll have to change, and she can update the resolution for us. We might not be able to approve this resolution today upon those changes.
What's the expected closing date?
They'd like to close by December 1st. I don't know if it's possible. We've got the abstract continued and being read, but, with the franchise assignment, I guess I don't know whether that's possible or not.
It'll be a pretty short window to get that done in a month.
Pardon me?
So that'd be a pretty short window to get that done in less than a month.
That's their, you know, I guess we've told them that as well, that, you know, we're willing to work with them. We pushed it along, you know, we've come here and tried to get this taken care of, and like I said, the abstract's been continued and is being reviewed by their attorney, so it's just that,
So do you want to table this until those additional languages are there?
Yeah, then Amy said she could update the resolution,
Yeah. So,
stating what we just talked about.
okay. Are there any reservations as far as the transfer and the assignment?
not with me. I mean,
I think we need to adjust the cost going forwards.
Yeah.
Since this is such a long-term item. It could change hands again in the next 15 years, so.
Yeah.
they very well have.
Yeah.
So it would probably be best to get that language in there.
All right.
we can't alter the development agreement without the consent of either you or the new party, depending on the reason.
Pardon me?
As far as what's being assigned, we can't alter the development agreement without their consent. We can approve the assignment, but we can't alter and add that language without the consent of the group or the new group.
Well, so you need authorization from us to amend the development agreement?
As long as we're having it reviewed, we're having it prepared, I would like to have it added at this point, especially since it's on our dime.
Well, no, that's fine. I mean, yeah, if you're paying to have it amended, there's, you know, it makes good sense to do it at this point, so, you know, as long as you're not gonna send me a bill when it's done.
And, yeah, if I was language grandfathering in the current transaction,
So do you want to,
consideration, but
would you like me to show up again in the next meeting, or,
we can provide you the language or the updated development agreement prior to the next meeting, and then
we can review that?
make sure that we both be on the page, but
Well, I don't, okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So. All right, there's nothing else? Thank you for your time today, and we'll see you in a couple weeks then, is that right?
We're meeting next week, but I don't know, John Dan, I'll have a chance to get it done.
I'll make a motion to table the item and have the issues discussed, updated documents.
No, second time. Motion and support to, for the reassignment to be, what do you wanna call it, what do we call it, Michelle?
Well, update the
Reviewed.
development agreement.
Same thing.
Okay, that cost to be done.
John Dan's going 1,500 roughly.
That's also the, I realize, that's also the review of the
Yeah,
public hearing for the North Forty
oh, yeah.
deal too, so it's not just the one.
Right, maybe 1,000 maybe, I don't know.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. You're opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
And your option is?
That's a minor part of doing business. $1,000 here and there is not that big a deal. At least I don't think it is.
Can you help me with John Dan real quick?
Okay. Let's move back up to consider award bid for motor grader. Is that you, Keith, or Mike, or Brian, or all three, or?
So as part of our fleet management, we know we're gonna need a motor grader in fiscal year '24. Because of supply chain and issues like that, we wanted to get ahead of that, and start soliciting quotes now. So this is not in the current year budget, but we program it as we craft our budget for the next cycle. So we did reach out to Caterpillar and to John Deere. They both provided machines for us to test, and they provided quotes. We've reviewed the quotes, and they are within 3% of each other. We are recommending the Caterpillar 140, which is the more expensive piece of equipment, by about $10,000–11,000. That's the 3%. We have a significant amount of investment in the current Cat fleet with our maintainers, including specialized software and training with our mechanic. And that and our track record with Caterpillar, we feel that that's a machine that we would recommend the board. We're happy to answer any further questions on that. Mike has a lot more in-depth knowledge of the process. Brian has actually been an operator of these machines in the past. He has a lot more knowledge of physical operation of the pieces of equipment as well.
And then we do have the John Deere, Randy Tremaine, John Deere salesman here, just representing John Deere. If you have any questions for John Deere questions, Randy's here to answer those.
Can I make a statement? The machine that's quoted, the 772 GP, that is a bigger machine than the 140. Technically, the Cat 150 is equivalent to the 772. So the 772, you're getting about 23 more horsepower than you would the 140 Cat. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're out pushing snow, that 23 horsepower means a lot. So, sounds like we were cheaper on the bid, but even cheaper, we got a bigger machine than what Cat's offering, so.
So would the 672 be closer to what the 140?
672 would be equivalent to the 140, yep. I believe the Cat 140 is about, 252 on horsepower, the 672 is about 255.
I've received comments, showing preference to the Cat. Talked to a Dickinson County secondary road individual. He said when they made the switch to John Deere, it's not liked initially or well liked initially, but they've gotten accustomed to it and they are fine with it. You know, they don't have.
So the counties that aren't going with the 140 Cat, they are going with the 770s or 772s. As far as, making up the difference for comfortability, you're getting horsepower for the John Deere on the 772 over the 140. But as far as, operator friendly, our operators have, tried out both these machines. They seem to like the Cat. The visibility, and there, and just for a little past practice on our, Caterpillars, you know, since I've been here since '98, the 140s or the 12Ms, they changed their numbers, Cat does. We've replaced 3 transmissions in 23 years, which was actually the 140s, we do not have those anymore. One was, actually operator induced to be used silicone on an inspection plate, and that let loose and then plugged the oil. So actually, we've fixed 2 transmissions since I've been here on the Cat. We are trading down from being a mainline at 13 years, and then they go into being a, secondary machine, you know, so we'll still have those, you know, they'll be spare machines. So Fred, the one that's coming up, he's sat in that seat for 13 years on that, haven't had any problems with it. And, we're trading off a 99 Cat with 15,000 hours, so I know a year ago we did bump up 1 more year of having these in the mainstream, up in the first seat, you know, for the maintainers, trying to extend the life out of them, which I think we're okay with, but I won't want to extend the life anymore for being a, mainstream maintainer, first in line, before they get sent down to being a spare machine.
Any other questions, comments?
Question would be repair and downtime if something occurs,
Well,
how do we?
with Caterpillar, you know, they have their store in Sheldon, we have a drop box at our shop, and I've broken down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon during a snowstorm. Our parts were in our drop box at 6 o'clock the next morning. And we can't beat that kind of serviceability, you know, with downtime in the middle of a snowstorm. It's pretty good. So.
There are a number of, mechanics or.
Yeah, they have mechanics stationed all around, like they live wherever, drive their truck home, but as far as the simple part.
Yeah, I think you told me John Deere had 4 service trucks running.
Yeah, and we do service, we have customers up here, we have Vanessa Dairy that's up this way, that's several machines that we service, they're happy with our service, I mean, obviously, we don't live as close to Sheldon, but, we get out as soon as we can now with people, I mean, I guess I haven't heard any complaints about our service area as far as servicing the customer and getting there in a reasonable time, so.
They run 3 service trucks out of Sheldon, and I think they run 4 service trucks out of Sioux City. And then when they're in need, Jackson has service trucks running out of Jackson. I mean, their service trucks are a little more available, closer.
The one John Deere maintainer we have right now, 2011, and we're replacing a lot of the stuff that's just wearing out in it, that we don't see on our Caterpillars. You know, when that machine goes down in the middle of that snowstorm, it's a big deal.
What type of stuff are you seeing that's?
A lot of hoses are giving out on it. I mean, we've had that for the last 5-6 years. And you look at your Caterpillar hose, in general, they're a much bigger hose, you know, and they're just wearing through where they rub through the machine, you know, and with such a small hose, it's been quite a pain to have to replace all that stuff.
I think
we don't.
That's all been upgraded since.
It kind of looks the same on this one to me, both sizes, and the Caterpillars are just a heavier built machine.
We sell them to Woodbury County, Cherokee County, Monona has them too, we've gotten 0 complaints as far as durability or the machine being reliable.
Any other questions? My last question would be on your recommendation, or the points you made here in the recommendation sheet. Point 4, the investment we have in specialized equipment for diagnosing and maintaining Cat systems. What would we be facing to have comparable?
I do not know, so the Caterpillar, we bought specialized software that will diagnose and flash the computers and reset the machines as needed, and a laptop, obviously a laptop can be used for other software. So from a software standpoint, it was about $2,000 to have software. And our mechanic has been trained in that software.
on the, I don't know for sure on that, I guess I'd have to look into that.
So when is that 2011 year get
It'll be,
That'll be the next
that'll
one
be the
up,
next one.
so 2 years. 2 years after this one, after this one. And then that will be put down as a spare machine, which isn't probably fair because when I say, spare machine, they're not running gravel roads in the summertime, but they do have a winter route that's used every day, you know, so they can get less hours per year, but in the wintertime, they're used just as much. The two, spare machines are smaller routes. The regular maintainer guys, they're running 60 to 67 miles per route. The spare machines, they're running 45 and 46 miles, so the spare machine's 15 miles less.
What's the resale between the two brands?
That's a tough question because I looked up all the resale, but when the numbers I were finding was asking price at sales, you know, so I don't know what final numbers were, and you can't go by asking price because it's just not fair. On our trade-in, John Deere gave $60,000 for a trade-in, and Cat gave us $58,000 for trade-in. Years ago when we did this, I think John Deere gave us $51,000 for our 140 trade. Was it 140 or was it 12? No, it was 140.
All right, you guys wishes.
So what was presented, the recommendation, I'll make a motion to proceed with the Cat 140.
Support. Discussion. I'll support that. All those in favor of the Cat? All those in favor of buying a 140 Cat? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Same sign. You get that, John?
So Jones and DeBoer May, everybody else is A, is that correct?
Yep. Motion carried. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Set public hearing date for first consideration of ordinance number 69, an ordinance providing for approval of county roads number 37, providing mitigation of taxes levied on certain taxes. Yeah, I appreciate that. City Council, urban and rural, I'll be back.
This is his Harris tip, just the paperwork that we have to dissolve this ordinance. We already paid back everybody in that tax district, Charter Management wants us to repeal the previous ordinance, so. Motion on that.
Make a motion on ordinance 60.
What's the hearing date?
I have November 22nd at 9:30.
Probably close to the holiday time.
So we have to have it done by December 1. And I have to publish in the paper 4/20, so.
Motion and support it. Support it, who supported it? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Who's the first one on that?
Mike.
Mike, okay.
Resolution number 26, 22, 23, setting date for public hearing on proposal.
That's on the MBN, we gave a grant, economic grant of $156,000. order to get recouped from the tip dollars, we have to, yeah.
I'll make a motion to set public hearing, or pass resolution 26
And I have the resolution November 22nd at 9:45, because it has to be for December 1 as well, so.
Support. Have a motion and support for resolution number 26. Mr. Randall?
Aye.
Mr. Evans?
Aye.
Mr. Schultz? Aye. Mr. DeBoer? Aye. Mr. Helmut votes aye. Motion carried. Approval of amended resolution number 21, operating transfer amended ethanol tip debt collection fund to amended ethanol tip P&I fund.
We had a clerical error, so we just have to reduce that amount that you guys approved in October. You had $37.05, and Dave said the best way to do is just do an amendment to that resolution that was previously passed, so.
I'll make that motion.
So, do we need the ones that made the initial motion?
You were amending it, sorry. I don't think so, but
Have a motion to amend that. And support. Is that a roll call on to? Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. DeBoer? Aye. Mr. Schulte? Aye. Mr. Randall? Aye. Mr. Helmut? Resolution number 27, 22, 23, naming depositories.
Any question, should be what the sheriff's still identified,
I just saw that too, he may ask, I think this is exactly one. Yeah, it needs to be Iowa State Bank, she just missed that one. That's the reason why we had to redo it, because we had no savings in it, so. That should be Iowa State Bank.
Making that change, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 27.
So I have a motion and support to approve resolution 27. Mr. Manuel?
Aye.
Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Schulte? Aye. Mr. DeBoer? Aye. Mr. Helmut votes aye. Resolution passed. Claims.
721, Boswell Water Service.
Make a motion to take claims
Need a motion and support to approve claim 721, was it?
721.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained. I have a motion on the rest of the claims. I'll support that. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Any other business, committee reports, courthouse?
No, in reference to, he and Keith and I met on the hazardous materials pipeline ordinance considerations, and then try to identify some zoning issues like Shelby County did, but maybe not to the extent they did. I mean, focus mainly on proximity to towns, right, honoring that 2-mile buffer. And then discuss using public health ordinance as the approach to training, ongoing training for, EMS and EMA and local responders, so. If you guys have items that you strongly would like considered, let Keith or Nolan know, I'd say. But, discussion is focused on, what we thought would be most likely to be adhered to or defendable or implementable, what's the word, but, so that's in process. And we're gonna bring in public health for their input next week, see if that's something they would like to take as an approach versus just using zoning.
Anything else, Mike? Not a thing. Kinda like last week, that's no meetings. This is my meeting. Mine starts next week.
Good to have Leroy back.
Yes, it is.
Try to stay upright. If nobody has anything else, I will.
I have something,
I'm sorry.
for future agenda items, I did receive 3 bids for the ambulance garage after the fact.
Oh.
They're not apples to apples, but, I don't know if you guys want to put it on there, I mean, the previous you guys discussed to wait till January, but, a couple of the bids don't have cement work or cement, plumbing, electrical, just this building. One has it all listed, so I didn't know what the board, if you wanted to put it on next week's agenda to discuss it further, or wait till January. I didn't know what to do, so I'm asking for future agenda items, what you guys want.
I would put it on.
One's local,
I would put it on next. Yeah. We can at least discuss it then.
okay? If you want to-
She probably got some bids for the. One, 3. But they are.
They're not apples to apples.
Could I ask you to send this stuff out to us?
Yes, I can,
If I can get email.
yeah.
Now?
And I also had a complaint about the driveway there too, I don't know if we need to discuss that as well.
Driveway.
Well, someone put a driveway in my ambulance garage in our property, and they're using it as an alleyway to get to the garage back there. Yes. I got a complaint, so I don't know if you guys can discuss that as well.
Oh, we gotta, answer the complaints.
I don't put that on the agenda. I have not been out there, so I don't know really what's all going on, but.
Where's that driveway at, in the northeast or southeast corner, I wonder? That's the only place I can think of where there'd be a driveway.
I think when they, the people that own that rental, or they put a garage in, and I think it's somehow a temporary.
Is that something I can permit from the city?
Instead of coming into the garage on Fifth Street, they're going other direction, and I had a complaint from one of the people that had lived there for 40-some years. So,
Oh, so the snows would be stopping.
I'll put that on the agenda, just FYI.
Anybody else want to look at this? If not, I will take a motion to adjourn. Anything else, Rochelle?
I don't think so. I can remember anyway.
Not till you turn that over, they'll get to wait a few minutes.
Yay. And we don't have to wait a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
I have a motion to adjourn, do I have support?
You just happen to have support.
Motion and support to adjourn. All those in favor, say aye.
Hey, I would love
Was that
to,
Jones
David.
and Schulte?
Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.
I'm sorry, was that Jones and Schulte that did?
Lee was, wasn't it?
You're right. You, okay, I'm sorry.
We need to get anybody on the phone right